Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. And here we are, transmitting from Cali, Colombia. Yoga class for you. Today, all about building strength to become resilient. Yeah. So you can overcome any obstacle, any challenge. And that strength is not only in our physical body, but it comes from within, an inner strength that beams out and gives you this absolute poise and confidence. Are you guys ready? So, we'll need to clear the space, roll out your yoga mat, get your towel and your pillow or a cushion and settle in for a powerful practice today. My name is Tamara and I am a yoga instructor with UC Davis, University of California, Davis, Campus and Recreation. And we're here to continue to support you from afar so that you can keep moving at home and stay healthy and active and feeling good about yourself, feeling good about life, and with a positive outlook for the future. Now that I have your attention, go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. With your cushion or a blanket, go ahead and sit down, allowing your sit bones to be a little bit higher than your knees. So you want the cushion to be under your sit bones. Okay. Deep breath. Go ahead and take your head in a few circles. Maybe feeling if there's any particular place where you feel more tension. And if you find that particular place of more tension, go ahead and open the space there. And take a deep breath. And then go ahead and find another interesting spot in your neck. Find the angle where you feel the tension. Open it up and breathe into that space. And this is a really great thing to do at any moment of the day. If you're doing a lot of computer work, sitting on your desk, take a break to move your neck and feel where the points of tension are. And bring a conscious deep breath to that area, opening it up. Good. Take the shoulders back and down a few times. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Keep your spine long. A few deep breaths, exhaling fully through your mouth. Close your eyes, body fully rest in this seated position. And we'll take just a couple of minutes here in silence to think about a moment when you felt invincible. A moment when you felt that there was something really difficult coming ahead, but you knew that you could overcome that challenge. Go ahead and gather the memory of that feeling and bring it back into your body. What does it feel like to be strong, to be invincible, to be resilient? Take another deep breath. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bringing them to your heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to your heart. One more. Because today I want us to work on cultivating this sense of resilience, of strength, and of courage, I want to share with you what we call in yoga a mudra. It is yoga for your hands. So this one is one of my favorite, and I learned it from my teacher, Sienna Sherman. Sienna, thank you. You're a great inspiration in my life. And this one goes to you. So go ahead and bring your hand, and you'll cross the, so everything here is mirrored, right? So cross your left wrist over the right. Then you want to hook your pinky fingers, just like that. Then the ring fingers are going to touch your thumb. And then, so you have your index and heart fingers are free. So then you're going to wrap the heart finger and wrap the index finger. There it is. It's like a little pretzel of your hands, and then you'll bring this right in front of your heart. And you can hold this mudra and have a moment of silence where you go inside, you go deep into the core of your being and find that strength, that resilience that is available to you when you most need it, when you need to overcome a difficult moment, overcome a challenge in life. You can come to this mudra. It's called Abhaya, what is it? Courageous Heart Mudra. I'll just say it in English so we don't get confused. Courageous Heart Mudra. And you bring it right to your heart center. And mudras are like a seal. It's a seal of power. So you can use this seal to find that power within you. And we're going to take a deep breath. Exhale through your mouth. Lift the seal of power up to the sky. Offer it up. And with your next exhale, release your hands. And come back down. All right. Let's come to our mat. Keep close by your towel and your cushion. So coming onto all fours. Go ahead and move your spine. Move your neck and your head. Go in both directions. You can also think about making waves with your spine, up to the side, down to the other side. Moving every space between the vertebrae. Now take the circles also into the hips, taking the hips back towards your heels and around. Go both ways. And now, from a neutral spine, on the inhale, arch, lifting the crown of your head and your sit bones, and then hollow, lifting your belly, rounding your back. Keep going with your breath. Inhale, arch, exhale, hollow. Let's do this a few more times. Follow the rhythm of your breath. And now lift the knees and come back to downward dog. And for this first downward dog, keep your knees bent. And also important that no matter what I do here in this demonstration, I want you to adapt everything to your body. So feel free to modify as needed and to come down to child's pose at any moment if you're feeling too strained. So I don't want you to go beyond what is available to you today. I do want you to be challenged, but I want that challenge to be appropriate for you today, and you have the wisdom to know how far to go. So I want you to trust and listen to what your body is telling you, all right? Okay. So from downward dog, let's continue with the spinal movements. On your inhale, bend the knees, arch the spine. Exhale, lift, extend the legs, lift your belly, round your back. Inhale, the knees just hovering above the ground. Exhale. Keep going with your breath. Inhale, exhale. Let's do two more. And come back down to all fours. Circle the hips around. Loosen it up. Go both ways. And back to center. So we'll start to pump, continue to pump the blood and the breath. So we'll take, let's start with the right leg up. Keep the knee bent. Arch the spine, inhale. Exhale, hollow. Bringing the knee towards the forehead. Inhale, arch. Exhale, lift the belly and curl in. Let's do a few more. This is a good moment to use the towel for your knees. about 10 on each side. And let's go to the other side. Inhaling to arch, exhale to hollow. Go ahead and count 10. Wonderful. More circles with the spine and the hips. Spread those fingers on the floor. Spread and claw the fingers on the floor like tiger paws. Now coming back to downward dog, and this time you'll make a shorter downward dog, just a tiny bit shorter. Keep those hands nice and firmly clawed into the floor. So we'll exhale, coming back, bringing the hips back towards our heels, and you can open your knees for this. Inhale towards a plank, exhale back. Use your breath. We're going to count 10. And coming back to all fours, circle it around. Both ways. And come to sit on your shins. And let's circle our wrists. So some of these exercises that we'll do today, because we're going to build a lot of strength and power also in our upper body, we're going to be pressing our hands into the floor. So if you're feeling any tension or sharp pain in your wrist, there's always the option to come down to your forearms so you don't strain your wrist too much. But we'll still release the wrist with circles. Go both ways. Get creative, get fluid. Bring in also movement to the shoulders and the elbows. See how big you can spiral, how creative your arm spirals can become, maybe even both ways. Loosen it up. Interlace your fingers, press the palms up, move your rib cage around. Go both ways. And release. Bring the backs of your hands together. Press into the backs of the hands and then let them loose. And then let them wiggle. It's kind of weird, but it's a very good release of the wrist. Now keep the wrists glued and bring them into a full circle. So don't separate the wrists, keep them together as you roll through. Go the other direction. Great. All right. So at any moment, if your wrists are feeling a little bit overworked, you can come back to all these wrist release movements. Another great one is to press with the opposite hand around the wrist and then move in circles. All right, come up to standing. I'm going to tilt a little bit. There we go. Okay. So from our standing position, inhale, reach up. Exhale, turn the toes out, bend the knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Let's do this twice more. Always cultivating a conscious with your movement. This time, when you exhale, bring your hands down to your knees. Let your hips sink. Keep the arms straight and press strong down into your knees. Gather the strength of your legs, pull towards the midline, and now we're going to take shoulder towards the opposite knee, like this. Inhale to come back up. Exhale. Keep going. Let's do it once more to each side. Back to center, inhale up. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, bring the arms up. Go ahead and bend the elbows so they're at a 90-degree angle. So it's like cactus arms. And go ahead and bend your knees. Also, about 90 degrees. Really hard place to be. Bring your belly in, really strong. And we're going to hold here for a few breaths. Feeling the power, the inner strength, the resilience, our capacity to overcome challenging moments. A few more breaths here. Inhale, extend. Turn your toes forward. One more deep breath. Exhale. Bend your knees, hinge the hips back, and let your body fold forward. And from this forward fold, I want you to think about taking your hips back so they are beyond the heel. So this would be stacked, my hips over the line of my heel. I want you to take it back where you feel like you're going to fall back. Bend your knee just a little bit and now reach forward as far as you can with your hands. Claw your fingers into the floor and extend your spine. Now there is a modification for this. If you feel like you don't have enough space, you can come to an edge, a ledge, a chair, or the edge of a table, so you're a little bit higher. So it would be a little bit like this. And you're still focusing on extending the spine, taking the hips back and reaching forward as far as you can through the arms. Lift the belly and send those sit bones far behind you. Take one more breath here. And bend the knees. Inhale to come back up. Wonderful. Come to the top of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge your hips back, and touch the floor. Inhale, extend your spine, and step back. Take your left foot back. Bring those tiger paws, those claws, tiger claws, now that the Tiger King is now the Netflix. The Netflix binge series that's in fashion. I'm watching it too. Let's come into our tiger power. So claw those tiger claws into the floor about 45 degrees away from your right foot. So you're in a little bit of an angle here. And move your hips around. Find space to move your hips. Now, the movement might not be too big. It might just be very small. And see where those sticky points are. Just notice for yourself, where do you need a little bit more space? And where do you need a little bit more compassion for yourself? So it's okay to be where we are right now. It's totally okay to be tight on one side or in one direction. With your breath and with the consistency of your practice, you can change that. So know that you are empowered to change your situation. You just need to focus on that and work on it with patience. Okay. Come back to the top of the mat. Your hands to the top of the mat. Step back to downward dog. Inhale forward to a plank position. I'll show it sideways. In a plank position, our arms are vertical to the floor. And we're creating a straight line from the crown of our head to our heels. Now remember that you can always modify these positions to come to the forearms if it's too intense on your wrist. Take another deep breath in your plank and exhale, lower the knees down. Come back to a child's pose. Bring your hands back towards your feet and let your forehead rest on the floor. Stay there, taking deep breaths. And on your next inhale, come back up. Inhale the arms up. Bend your left elbow and bring the elbow back. So it's right by your ear. The arm is right by your ear, and you're reaching towards your opposite shoulder blade. And once you find a really good stretch here, press your head back into the arm and bring your ribs down. You can stay here for a few breaths. Option to reach around with the opposite arm, thumb down, and wrap to reach. And hold here for a few breaths. Release, and we'll change side. Right arm up, bend, bring it back. Press the head back into your arm. Reach for your opposite shoulder blade. Take the other arm around, thumb down, and wrap around. Now there's an option for this pose. If you can't reach back, no problem. You'll use a towel. Take it back for we're doing this side. Back, thumb down, and then reach the towel. So there's options for everyone. Big breath, and release. Good. And downward dog. Now take the left leg up. And step it forward. Same as we did before. Bring your hands, walk your hands about 45 degrees to your right. Claw your tiger nails, your tiger paws into the ground, and move your hips. I'm going to show it a little bit on profile so you can see what's happening, and it's okay to pick up and adjust the back foot, and then you get to explore the spaces of the hips. Think about going in circles. Go both ways. Another important thing, make sure that your knee and your toes are always pointing in the same direction, and this is going to protect the ligaments of your knee. So we don't want to torque our knee in these directions. We only want it to bend and extend in this one plane. So avoid this, knee going that way, toes going this way, no. Keep the toes and the knee in the same alignment. And come back to the front. Downward dog. And let's go back to our pouncing tiger pose. So bring the feet can stay hip width apart, and then open the knees and take your hips back towards your heels. Inhale to plank, exhale. Exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Count 10. And take your knees wide to the floor, child's pose with the hips wide. And come up to seated or to all fours. Lift the hips to downward dog. Bend your knees. Take the feet wide and just let yourself hang here for a moment. Inhale, come up. Exhale to your heart. Top of your mat. Let's hold this a little bit. Okay. All right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge the hips back. Touch the floor. Inhale, lift the spine. Exhale, let's go right foot back. Lower the back heel down, and inhale, come up to warrior two. So in a warrior two position, our front knee is bent about 90 degrees. And the back leg is extended strong and pressing the outer edge of your foot into the ground. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, up. Exhale, cactus. Let's do one more. And this time, exhale, bring the shoulder blades back and down. Inhale, bring the arms up. Bend the left elbow, like we did when we were seated. Bring it back. And you can either hold here, use the towel, or wrap around and catch your fingers. Inhale, open the chest, extend up. And exhale, bow over your left thigh. Strong in your legs. Strong in your breath. Finding ease even within difficult situations. And go ahead, release the arms. Come back up. Exhale. Bring the hands down to the floor. Next to the left foot, step it back, downward dog. Inhale, forward to plank. And bring the knees down. Bring your belly down. Take the hands wide, wider than your mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Open up the chest. And move the shoulders a little bit around. Side to side. Circles, figure 8. Whatever feels good. One more big breath to lift and open the chest. Exhale. Bring it back to downward dog. Now we're going to take that pouncing movement to jump our feet towards our hands. Take a deep breath and like a little froggy jump. All right. And back and forth a few times. Last one. And from here, go ahead and inhale up. And exhale down. Second side. Inhale up. And exhale. Bend the knees, pinch the hips back, touch the floor. Inhale, extend the spine. And exhale, take your left leg back. And lower the back heel down, come up to warrior 2. I'll show it in profile. Inhale, arms up. And bend the right elbow. Remember, you can do this with the towel. You can just hold here. Or you can wrap to find your fingertips. Strong in your legs. Pull the legs towards the midline. Inhale, open the chest. Look up. And then exhale, bow over your right thigh. Deep breaths. And with your next inhale, release the arms. Come up. Oh, I forgot the cactus. Let's do them now. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Bring the shoulder blades together and back. 2 more. And on your next exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. Step back, downward dog. Come forward to plank. You can also bring your knees down first. Lower all the way down to your belly. And this time I'll show it from this view. Take your hands wide, wider than the mat, so your elbows are bent about 90 degrees. Inhale. Press those finger pads into the floor. Lift the chest, take the shoulders back and down, and then find some movement, find some freedom. Maybe looking over your shoulder towards your toes. One big breath to the center. And take it back. Let's come into a child's pose, wide knees. Back to center. I don't know if you can hear, but it's raining outside. It sounds really nice. Okay, so we're gonna move into a little bit more of arms and core. So gather that inner strength for what's coming next. Let's come to our mat. From all fours, we'll come down to our forearms. Two different ways that you can bring your forearms to the floor. They can be, well, this time, there's options. Parallel with the palms down is going to be the intermediate version. The advanced version, palms up. The easier version is to interlace your fingers and bring them together. Now, if we had a block, or if you have maybe a book, I have my speaker. You can also squeeze your speaker with your hands. What I want you to think about is bringing the elbows in a little bit more because they are going to roll out eventually. So go ahead and bring your elbows in a tiny bit. Start with the palms up so you get the outer rotation of the shoulder, and then decide what variation you're going to take. Palms up, down, interlaced, or between an object. I'm going to keep it like this for today. Find that position in your arms, and now lift the hips up. Bring the ribs in. You can bend the knees a little bit if you like. We're not focusing on the extension of the hamstrings now. We're focusing on opening and strengthening the upper body, the space between the shoulder blades, the shoulders, the ribs. You can stay here for a few more breaths. Option to lift one leg and reach it high. If you're taking one leg up, remember to do both sides. Reach it high. Keep pressing your arms away from the floor. So your head should not touch the floor. Keep pressing the shoulders firmly away from the floor. And come back down to your knees. Now extend your arms on the mat. Reach them forward, hips back. Extend the spine and extend the arms. Come back to all fours. Move it around. Move the shoulders both ways. And downward dog. If you need to take a few breaths in child's pose, this is a great moment to take that break. Okay, so we're doing the upper body strength. How's everyone feeling? Are you feeling rah, like you're really building those tiger paws? Okay, we're gonna do something that I really enjoy, and it's down dog push-ups. And the idea of this exercise is to build the strength of pressing our body weight through our arms overhead. So this is what it's going to look like. You'll come to a downward dog. So this would be a regular downward dog length. And you're going to take one step forward. So it's a narrower downward dog. And it's okay to bend the knees because we don't care about the extension of our hamstrings now. What we do care about is keeping a straight line between our sit bones and our wrists. So we're going to keep this angle in our arms. This over here, that's not it. Here. Lift the belly. And now look between your thumbs. Bend the elbows out to the side and aim to touch the floor either with your forehead or with your nose between your thumbs. Without breaking the angle of your arms. So this is not it. All right, that's not it. Back here. So push overhead. Push. Push. And from this view, this is what it looks like. See if you can count 10 without breaking your line. And come down. Shake it out. This is a very upper body strength class. Remember, I warned you. Now, let's stretch it out a little bit. Interlace your fingers behind your back. You can also hold the towel. Remember, there's always variations to make it accessible to everyone. So this would be holding the towel, would look like this. And reach the arms back. Nice stretch of the arms. And go ahead and release. Maybe a few shoulder circles if you like. And we'll come to a little core and balance. Ready? Release those shoulders. All right, I'm going to show it from the profile view. Coming into downward dog. Inhale, take your right leg up. Reach it far, reach it tall. On your next exhale, bring the knee forward, touch your right elbow. Inhale, reach it back up. Exhale, touch your opposite elbow. And do this twice more to each side. And now take that right leg, the right foot. Actually, I should have shown it to the other side. Take it under and across towards the opposite hand. I'm going to show it from here. Right leg to the opposite elbow and across. So next to your left hand. Pivot and lower your back heel down. Press your weight down into your right arm and open the left arm up. I'm going to show it from the side. Across. Pivot, lower the back foot down. Pour your weight down your right arm. Open the left and circle around. The other way. Bring your hands back down. Step it back. Wiggle it out. Second side. Now I'm going to show it this side. Left leg up. Exhale, touch your left elbow. Inhale, up. Exhale, touch the opposite elbow. Let's do it twice more, each side. And now take it to the opposite side, across. Now some of you might not have a lot of extension in your legs. It's okay to keep this leg straight out to the side. Pivot and lower the back foot down, the heel. Open up the right arm and big circles. Both sides, both directions. And bring it back down. Back to child's pose. Knees together. Bring your hands back towards your feet. Rest your forehead on the floor. Slowly come up. Now a good way to release the wrist, because that can be really intense on your wrist. Let's go ahead and do these circles where you hold the wrist and move the wrist around. Just to both sides. And now a really great way to release the wrist. You're going to come to a squat and you're going to bring your wrist under your knee. And you can do this one at a time or both at the same time. So you're squatting and pressing your wrist. Looks a little weird, but it does the job. Okay, now if your wrists are still here, still got wrists, for the next one, we're going to go into wild thing. Wild thing, or should we do planks? Let's see. Let's do planks. Okay. So you'll come to your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge the hips back, touch the floor. Inhale, extend your spine. Ground your hands. Claw your paws into the floor and hop back like we did before. Come forward into plank. Now remember that this one, if your arms are really killing you or your wrists are really killing you, come down to your forearm. And I'll show it with both. So from the plank, really strong, go ahead and turn your heels to one side. So we'll go to the left side. Pour your weight into the left arm, keeping the left arm vertical to the floor. Lift the hips. And now extend the right arm up. Now, if you were doing it on your forearm, and if your wrists are hurting, keep your hand in a fist, in a strong fist, and you're going to press the side, the whole side of your forearm, including your wrist, into the floor really strong. And you can keep that in about a 45-degree angle. So this is what it would look like. Ta-da! All right. Come down and go to the other side, either on your forearm or on the straight arm. We're holding here for about 5 breaths. Really using the power of the breath to hold us strong. And come back down. Give that a moment, break to catch your breath. We're going to do a fun variation here. Go ahead and interlace your hands back or hold the towel for a counter stretch, taking the arms back. And we'll come back to either plank on your hands or on your forearms. Turn to the left. Now an option here is to step one foot in front of the other. If you still want to do it on your arm, but it's a little bit challenging for you, I'm going to let you take a little cheat. And you can bring your knee down, okay? Otherwise, stay strong in your plank. Lift the arm, and now come into a tree pose. I don't know how this is going to work if you have your knee down. Let me see. You'll come into a diamond shape. How about that? I'll let you do a little diamond shape. If you're still on your plank, go ahead and release, come back to center, and change sides. So the 3 variations would be here, on your forearm, or on your arm with your knee down, making a diamond. It's also hard to keep. And release, shake that out, move and shimmy the shoulders. We have one more variation for these side planks. All right. Plank, coming to the left, tree pose, and now step the foot behind you and reach the right arm up and over, coming into wild thing. I tricked you into it. And release, go to the second side. The variations on your forearm, coming to the side plank, stepping the foot back, and reaching over. The other side, side plank, step the foot back, and reach over. Release, child's pose. Let your hands rest back towards your feet. Stay there. Take deep breaths. We'll settle in to do some final stretches and release. Now, a really good way, a really good stretch that I like for the arms is to do this twist from child's pose. You can open your blanket if you want a little bit more support. So from all fours, give yourself a final loosening up of the shoulders. Let the head move as well. Inhale, your left arm up. Exhale, bring it under and through. And get your arm really through. Now the tendency here is to collapse here and let the shoulder come up to your ear. I want you to think about creating a lot of space between the shoulder and the ear. So you're stretching the side of your neck. And really reach this arm as far as possible. Then take the right arm up and around your low back. Hold on to your pants or your thigh, and I'll show it on the other side. And move your hips a little bit to the left. So this is a really nice twist also in your spine. And it's a really nice stretch in the shoulders. Take a few deep breaths there. Release, and we'll come to the other side. Inhale the right arm up. Actually, I'll show it here so you can see a different angle. Right arm up. Exhale through. Bring it all the way down to the floor. Create the space between the shoulder and the ear. Wrap the left arm over. Either grab your pants, your shirt, or your thigh. Move your hips a little bit more to the right. And release. Come to lay on your back. And for this one, you'll need, if you couldn't interlace your fingers behind your back, you'll need your towel to hold it behind you. So go ahead and lay on your back. Bring your arms down by your side. Bend the elbows. Take the top of the shoulders back into the floor. Keep your neck long. Base of the skull pressing into the floor, and keep your chin parallel. So don't collapse your throat. Leave it open. Press the elbows down and lift your hips. And now extend the arms, shimmy your shoulders towards each other, interlace your fingers or grab your towel, try not to look to the side, and press your arms into the floor as you lift the hips. You can come up onto your tippy toes and reach even higher with your hips. And release the hands, lower your hips to the floor, hug your knees in, and bring your forehead to your knees. Open the arms, and now bring your knees, keep them together, and bring them all the way to your right. You can hold them down with your right hand. And with the left arm, reach your arm far, spread your fingers, and let your nails, your tiger nails, touch the floor as you wave the arm all the way up and all the way down. Use your breath. Inhale to lift the arm all the way up overhead. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale. Bring it down. Now for some of us, the arm might float a little bit up in space. That's okay. Keep a really active stretch, reaching your fingers far away from you. And we'll do both sides. So go ahead and change sides. You might notice that one shoulder might be a little bit tighter than the other. Adjust for your body. We did a lot of work on our arms. You might be feeling it tomorrow. You might remember me. Oh yeah. That was that powerful yoga class we did on Wednesday. You can repeat this as many times as you want. If you're ready to come into Shavasana, go ahead and come back to your spine. If you have that cushion nearby, bring it under your knees so you can find a really comfortable resting position here. Stay here, close your eyes as I come closer to close the class. Still taking deep breaths in your final resting position. Let your body soften and melt down into the floor. Release any sense of control, because we don't have much control over a lot of things. When we fight against the current, when we think that we're gonna change the world just by our willpower, we can become really exhausted. Sometimes that strength and that resilience that we need to overcome challenging moments comes from letting go, from surrendering, and from trusting that everything is going to work out just fine. And if you trust in your inner strength and trust and have confidence that you will make the right choice when the time comes, then you can release a little bit that struggle to control things. Remember, whatever we can't control in the outer world, we can find a sense of control just by letting go and not struggling to try to force things into being different than what they are. Part of our resilience comes from that wisdom of choosing your battles. And there's some battles where you just have to let it be. So you can stay here and rest as long as you need. I hope that this was a challenging class for you. I hope you feel like, yeah. You got a little sweat going on. You felt your edge. So that's how Wednesdays are gonna be. We'll see if we add a Friday noon class. I don't know yet, I haven't heard, but we'll keep Mondays more fluid, a little bit more gentle, rhythmic movements. And then on Wednesdays, it'll be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more powerful, really finding your edge. And if Fridays comes around, then we'll see what we do on Fridays. I would like to hear from you. If you would like also to include a Friday noon class on this same channel, can you please send us a message? Send me a message. I have, my name is gonna be, I think it's linked to these videos, or you can just send a message to UC Davis Campus Recreation. Let us know how you like these classes and if you would like more. Thank you very much for following. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you soon. Ciao, ciao.